story must have stirred up some conflicting emotions. The man looks tired for a second. There's a word on the tip of your tongue. Colorless, odorless. It's...
You bet it was.
You were there?
No. I was in the domain. In Jamrock. Being a bouncer.
Alright, so you're not a scab leader. We know that much.
Fucking mask is getting sweaty. I want to take my mask off. But...
Well, I'll have that back.
Go ahead. All right, now. Free commerce! Keep the goods flowing!
On the photo in your hands, the dead man's skin is studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them, littering his dead skin.
So yeah, all those stars that are on him are probably kill marks or they're campaign marks or something. I mean, we knew that roughly. We were told about this before. But we don't know how to read it, so...
Free flow of commerce!
So yeah, you're a mercenary. So very quietly, is there a tribunal being convened?
Fucking bug.
I'm going to interpret that as a yes. There's a tribunal, and it won't be long until it's ready.
How about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay, of course.
There could be weapons aiming at us right now, somewhere above, in the buildings. The other merc. Don't push this, he's thinking. This is not the time. The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance back on.
Alright. Yeah, we don't know where the other merc is, but she's near here somewhere. Let's make contact with Mañana. What's up, dude?
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
So, attempt to establish contact. There's something real important I need to talk to you about.
What's that, boy? Yeah?
But first I need to sniff you.
Now's your chance. Remember, communists are notoriously skittish, so it's best to insinuate your way in.
I'm looking for people who know how to grind sausage, if you know what I mean. It involves our mutual friend, Crass. Put your hands next to your head and curl your fingers like deer antlers. What? No. I'm investigating a peculiar smell, one with revolutionary implications, or a secret cabal of mole people. No. A peculiar smell.
Could be coming from one of the jam lorries. Cargo's been sitting out for a while.
Not that kind of smell. But, yeah, okay. Our friend Crass.
Don't think I've ever met a Crass personally. Then again, I've never been to Grad.
Okay, maybe it's time to abandon the subtle approach.
What I'm trying to say is, I'm looking for commies.
Ah, now I see. Can't say I'm surprised. You seem to take your communism seriously. Not a bad thing, mind you. It's good for a man to take time to think about the whole socio-political world picture.
Oh, he certainly likes to take his time with things, especially when politics are at issue.
So you've given up copying and now you're hunting comunistas. Care to say why?
I'm not hunting, I'm trying to get organized. Or I'm on a sort of quest to develop my political potential and I need their help, or honestly, I had a weird dream and now I need to get to the bottom of it. All is true, but let's go with the first one. Let's get organized.
Oh, I see. I wish I could help. Unfortunately, I don't know many comunistas.
And that's it, he doesn't consider himself one, he told us this before. I thought all union guys were all communists.
Some are, some aren't. It's a big institution, room for all kinds. Comunistas, feminist supremacists, even an anti-institutional boyadero.
There's a warmth in his voice when he talks about the Union, whatever his personal politics. This is his home.
All right, so if he isn't personally a communist, he's definitely hanging out with them.
Ah, but you know, I did meet a genuine ideologo a few months ago. Perhaps he's your guy.
How did you meet him?
It was late one night as I was leaving the harbor. He was waiting on the corner in a bright white jacket. Classic Sarameritian style. He asked me for a light. We shared cigarettes. Then he asked me if I ever thought about getting into some of the extra physical branches of communism.
Extra physical? What?
No idea. I took it to mean he was asking me to join some sort of underground cell. A very old school organizing technique. The sort of thing comunistas used to do before the revolution.
So, yeah. What did you tell him?
The same thing I always tell people who try to press some claim on me. I said, every boyadero rides alone.
I like Manyan. He's so cool. What is this guy?
You know, a guy with a theory. Someone who likes to pit his theory against other theories in deadly theory combat.
Aha. Where do I find this guy?
I couldn't tell you. Once I declined his offer, we finished our cigarettes and he disappeared back into the night. Just before he melted into the shadows, he turned to me and said, "Remember Dobrava and Abadanais." And then he was gone.
What are this? What are these?
I don't know. Guess not everyone remembers.
So what do you think it means?
Been wondering about that myself. Some comunista inside talk could be. Not meant for the wider public. They love that kind of thing. You'd have to ask someone who knows the ideologo personally. I have to say though, it sounds like you found yourselves a proper hunt.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
Alright, well that didn't really go anywhere. I'm wondering if we should confront Everard Clare about the Hardy Boys lying to us. Well, we should definitely go back to the woman and tell her that we know a little bit more now. So I'm wondering who the drug dealing lady is. The truck driver woman.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Alright, so let's talk about the assault first.
Not my favorite topic.
No.
How about
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, where does this door lead to?
I have no idea, officer. Alright.
Alright, so Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape.
She puts her coffee cup down. This does not surprise her.
Did he? I never said he was a good man. Or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
Yeah, but he specifically identified you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Exact words used.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Yes, the word whore was used.
He liked the way it sounded when he said it. As to Kohoi, he wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Why say things like that? The Cheesemo?
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
She's quite observant about the human character, trained to observe, even.
Sort of turned into his, well, coping mechanism or persona, I guess. But did you learn this from studying Oranese lit? Sounds more psychological.
People who go to university know how to use words like internalize and integrate, officer. Now, what was that expression?
There's more to this. She has an index in her head of pathologies and how to exploit them. I can almost see her turn the pages.
Yeah, I mean, people know these words, but how to apply them to, like, the human thought process? Yeah. Yeah, let us know how it goes, Yoshi's. See how it looks when you're shooting it. I think persona.
Running joke. I was gonna
Oh.
say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
He wore his armor in bed.
When he said he was done, and done mentally, it didn't sound like a joke. Sounded like a deeply troubled man.
He did. His tone of his voice was, like, all over the place. That sounded like he was broken.
Well, maybe I pieced him back together with my magical personality.
And you spent time with him romantically.
We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Kohoi here.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? In Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
There is a small measure of pride in her that she could quell the rage in such a being. What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Feels great in the hands. Nice. Yeah, let us know how accurate it is. How's your other project coming along, by the way? You know, the where you were like refitting the other gun that you got? How's that going? Right, now you've had some time. Can you tell us more about the victim?
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
Yeah, she said that name a moment ago.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
So where is Lelystad?
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
So you're both from there.
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrek. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
No love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
So a military man, but not a patriot.
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Semenine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot.
So as Oranese yourself, didn't you find the lack of patriotism annoy you?
No, there's nothing on Moindi. The old world is dead and we both knew it. Come to think of it, maybe Oranje did bring us together. In loathing. I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me too.
So how old was he?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no. We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Nice. So I was right.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
Why heal me for 1 health when I only have 1 health point anyway, game? Oh, that's just rubbing it in. Give me an actual health item. That's more useful. Jeez. But yeah, I didn't know this was a competition, Kim.
It isn't. Police work is a cooperative sport.
Hell yeah. Eye color?
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth.
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember.
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
Interesting. I too have stroked his hair. Which we did. Kim, I said to put the brilliantine on the form. Do I get a point?
No.
Ah, damn. But I did put it down there.
Okay, sure. Here you go. What else are we missing, officer?
Thank you for 5 XP, Kim. Tattoos, what do they mean?
Oh, that.
It's clear she liked it.
Is it a map of the waterways?
Sure, waterways. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Oranese lit?
Don't interrupt.
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
So you're the woman in this?
Oh yeah.
You tell us precisely what these mean.
No thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people in the Semenine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Cool story. Thank you for clearing that up.
Change of topic, perhaps?
Yeah, he did say to us, love did him in. Didn't he? This is all starting to make sense now.
It very well could be, yes.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I have no idea. I don't even know what you mean. Love did him in? What does that mean?
Oh, he told me.
That's not funny, officer.
That wasn't the joke. The corpse spoke to me. Perhaps it was communism that killed him. That's what he said as well, didn't he?
A moment ago it was love. And no, I don't think the Union is communist. They're a couple of shades pinker than that. They're not hardcore in that way, is what I'm trying to say. What are we talking about anyway? This politics shit is a lot in the morning. Is it even morning?
No, it's nearly 2 p.m., but okay. So we ordered a toxicology report. Any idea what it'll show us?
A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. Barbiturates, amphetamine, sildenafil. How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now.
We're finished with the line of questioning.
All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
All right. I don't know what this is going to do. I have a personal question. Let's leave it. I'm worried it's going to go somewhere really weird.
Stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
That's what she said.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of morality. He was 42 years old?
Where's this going?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder?
I mean, we could ask him, but he knows how old we are. Because it's in our ID and everything in our report, so... Miss, how old do you think I am?
How old do I think you are?
She's buying time to formulate the best answer.
I don't know. 1 million years old?
Wow.
21? 17? How old are superstar police officers usually?
I think our character's like 45-ish.
You're not.
What?
Sure he is. You know, age is just a number.
Yes, but for him that number is higher than 45.
Again, Kim with the brutal honesty. Take a drink. Sadly, I've run out of drink. But thank you, Erikai. But yeah, I have run out of fluids, so I will redeem you that one, because I can't take a drink. You get those points back.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements.
Bring it on, I'm not afraid of the truth.
To the laboratorium.
Oh my god. It's actually a thought. A date of birth generator. Your face looks like 58, your body feels like it's 60, your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100. Both longer than they ought to be, the day and the century, but for how long then has this thing attached to your sentience warped the planet's crust? Time to start racking those brains of yours, Elder One. When and where were you born? I mean, there's no downside to researching this, and I have a point to unlock. I think we need to know this. It's gonna take 7 hours to figure it out, though. God damn. Alright. Came back after drawing 2 things. Awesome. Feel free to share in Discord. I'll be very interested to see them. If you want to. No pressure. Alright. Last stop, we'll go and talk to Titus Hardy. Can't wait to see some great Ace Attorney gameplay. Yeah, I'll try and get to the game at some point soon. I'm not sure when. I think when I'm done with Disco Elysium, I'm going to play that. Because I've also got Breath of the Wild coming up. I've really felt an itch suddenly to play that game, so yeah. I'll get to it though, for sure. I'll make sure I post everywhere when I'm going to do it.
What is it?
Just keep an eye on Discord. Now I'm hyped, yes. So we talked about the tape.
And
Nothing, she stands by what she said.
that fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
It was dark stuff, but it didn't prove anything and didn't change her mind.
Dark. Dark is when you start a goddamn death rock band. He said he'd rape her.
Sounds like he wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal.
Yeah. Yeah, he's sweet on her. And I think that's been used, you know, by someone else to set this whole thing up.
What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
She didn't say whoop-de-doo.
I can confirm that.
See?
I see what you're doing there. Let's push him.
She didn't? Well, whoop-de-doo then.
Yeah, we'll go with this one. If anything, she seemed turned on by the whole thing.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny. No good goddamn psycho whore.
Seems like they wanted to give Claudia a second chance to play along. She still didn't.
That's why they hung on to the tape. You have done your art deed. Nice. We'll have a look at that later then. Yeah, explain the plot so far then. So, overall, here's the thing. Our guy, in case for people who haven't been watching this game, our guy is investigating a murder of a hanged person. Also, he has amnesia. He's a cop, but he must have had a really bad day and burned out, you know, so he's putting himself back together mentally, all the while investigating this hanging in the yard behind this this motel, hotel type place, whatever. The guy who was hanged, we found out, is part of a security detail that was sent by the Wild Pines Shipping Corporation. These guys are part of the union that work the docks, and they're all on strike, and the security detail was supposed to protect the negotiator, but they were also told by the company to just go and fuck shit up. You know, go in there, make a mess of the place, scare people, get them back to work, which the negotiator said was a shit idea. Basically undermined everything she was trying to do. But these guys pretty much confessed to it. They said, yeah, we hanged the guy. He raped someone, so we hanged them, and we've wrung the information out of them as to who supposedly was raped. She said, no, I wasn't. Actually, him and me were together. We were kind of a thing, you know, so they're now upset that she hasn't played ball. So that's what we've figured out so far. We also know there's a political powder keg over this whole, you know, this whole strike thing. The problem is now there are still 2 mercenaries out there. We know one of them is over at the gate pretending to be a right-to-work protester, people who look like anti-strikers. So, yeah, we don't really want to antagonize him, but we just poked him a little bit to see what he knew. Also, the boss of the union, Everard Clare, seems to want this to come to a war. This hanging could do that because the other mercenaries are conducting a tribunal, and when they figure out who did this, they will kill them. And when they do that, the Union guys will come to kill them, and it'll be a bloodbath. These 2 mercenaries are armed with some of the, like, deadliest weapons, impervious armor, interestingly enough. We know that the guy who died, the guy who was hanged, never takes his armor off. You know, she said he even slept in it, even came to bed in the armor, you know. So it's rare he took it off. And these guys said, yeah, we just came up behind him, knocked him in the back of the head, unconscious, dragged him outside, strung him up, job done, no ceremony. And it's like, what? How did that happen? How did these guys get the upper hand of an expert killer in impervious armor? It's a little bit weird, and we know he had his helmet on because one of the kids outside said he climbed the tree and took the helmet off the body, and we're trying to find the rest of the armor. So that's another whole bunch of stuff. There's a load of little things we've worked through as well that I won't go into because they're not part of the central plot, but that's kind of where we're running right now, and it's taken a while for us to investigate fully what's going on, you know. So we now know that the hanging, I've had this theory for a while that it's staged, and it was done specifically to start a fight, you know. And when the fight happens, Everard Clare thinks that they'll win. He said even these 2 mercenaries won't be able to kill all of them. When they kill them, there'll be a formidable force and people will back off. The bloodbath alone will look bad for Wild Pines, and we'll have all the rights then to push every corporation out, declare this our own state. He's trying to do his own little revolution, but then he wants to make drugs and sell them outside of this area, outside of Martinez. So he's trying to set his own little Pablo Escobar thing up here. It's pretty good. And that's where we're at right now. The plot is thick. It is thick. Yes. Very.
All right. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Yeah, and she's the lawyer.
Okie dokie. This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
So I think it's personal for him. He had feelings for her. I think you had a lie planned and she didn't play along. Maybe she isn't who you thought she was. Maybe she's still in denial. Be straight with me, Titus, what really happened. Now, let's go with this then. I think it's personal. You have feelings for her.
Yeah, they're all queers. Can't bump, hard fist, or anything.
What?
That's all right, Glenn. I just thought, I thought anyone would come around if they heard that shit. Apparently, I was wrong.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
You wanted her to see the man for what he was. Now that you know, you might want to lay off this topic, or else you might antagonize him.
I just got too worked up. Big man lost his shit. It's cool now.
Yep, so you had a lie planned.
I asked for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
The tape was your last chance for her to do what was planned.
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us, unlike you.
Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job. I'm so sick of this piss. We should get something harder in here.
Yeah, guys! We should get a party going tonight!
Why?
Maybe not then.
Shut up, Shanky.
Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
And maybe she isn't who you thought she was?
Nah. I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
Not a helpless girl, she's handled the mercenary well enough, or she's a hardcore party girl with a bigger death wish than mine. And these guys have seen me put a gun in my mouth. Now, she's not some helpless girl, she handled this guy well enough.
Handled him? She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit we had to take care of.
Yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
Yep. So be straight with me. I'm not going to go with this one, because she's not in denial. What really happened?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men, too, are growing increasingly silent. They're confused. This is growing over their heads.
Come on, Titus. The stakes are too high here. There will be blood on the streets. The tribunal, remember. I know you're tired. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you, them, and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her, Titus said, "Fuck off!" That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over. Yeah. What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Oh my god, Gart, why did you say that? Convince Titus he's being manipulated. Oh my god, 92%. Guys, only a double one can stop us.
Clausia is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played, and they'll tell you.
You fucker.
Many ways to go about it. All of them really good.
You jinxed yourself, yeah, I did. Do not fuck with the gods of dice, people. They will fuck you back. Kim, I'm gonna need your gun again. Kim, give it here. Actually, no, I've got my own gun now. I'm gonna tell you a little story about Kim here. Oh my god. Play an imaginary fiddle. Oh, okay, I like this, Okay, man, it's clear you've been played like a fiddle.
No, we fucking ain't, asshole. No one's fiddling anyone in here.
No, Glenn. I want to hear this. Who do you think is fucking fiddling me?
Perform a dramatic finale on the imaginary fiddle. The hunter becomes the hunter. No. Okay. So who do you think? Keep playing.
I think you're losing it, Fiddle Man.
No. This fucking suicide carny is trying to get to me. This ain't gonna work with Titus Hardy. Put the fiddle down. Or walk away. It's that simple.
Yeah, funnily enough, that's the exact same results as a point-blank shotgun in XCOM. Somehow the bullet goes sideways out of the gun, and you miss.
He'll put the fiddle down. Put it down, officer.
I do not understand. This fiddle play totally fell apart. The concept was solid, but the delivery tragically off. You sounded like a madman, not a cop.
I have 1 point left. And this has to go in rhetoric. If I want to do this. I'd be damned if this guy's going to beat me again. We're going to leave and we'll come back. And I'm going to save it first.
It's you again. What is it?
Here we go again.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated?
Yes!
Bad idea. Bringing her up will do no good. You should know by now. Titus will never falter.
So one of his boys will.
Fat Angus, the powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Just
Will he
remember,
fit?
it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility. Outside, in the midday sun, ruins. The pavements are cracked and the benches peeling. Newspapers blow in the wind.
King, what's up? How's it going? That's it then. Case closed. Look around. We're going home, Kim.
He'll get it. Go on.
Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Because of some chick, or you're a foreigner, you're the wrong people, because they like killing. What would Fat Angus... Go with the foreigner thing.
Goddamn right. Don't come around if you're not from around.
Fuck you. I'm not from around.
Yeah.
That's not
See,
why we...
because this is a, you know, a culturally mixed group. This is gonna drive a wedge.
There we go. Don't come to the Wild North if you are not white enough.
Wow. Damn. Not doing too bad, thanks, King. They just hang you like in the dark ages and make a display of your corpse. They club you from behind and string you up and go back to drinking. It's cool, guys. You drag them out back, light their corpses on fire and piss on them, and you don't care. Now, what are this? They club you from behind, string you up, and go back to drinking.
It wasn't that. It wasn't... We didn't hit him, okay?
Really, Fat Angus?
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
I'm gonna turn to Angus. You gonna kill us for no fucking reason?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
He was dead before you hanged him. My theory is sound, guys.
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
The room falls quiet. So quiet, you can hear Angus wheeze.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus?
Wow.
Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
What just happened between these two? You're in. He's all yours. Questions.
We did it, Kim. Alright. So you didn't kill him, he was already dead.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. What was it?
We're not sure. Probably a bullet. The wound was difficult to see.
Why?
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them? Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
What happened Sunday night?
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
So how did you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
Shut up, Shanky.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
So what happened then?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. And there was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
So who's Tibbs, the 8th Hardy?
Yeah. He's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Alright, okay.
Right now, he's grateful he hasn't gotten his brother into this mess. Alright, so if Claudia didn't kill him, why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
He's told me people were after her from Aranye. She wouldn't say no more.
Yeah, she wouldn't. She's fucked if she shows up on police radar.
So these people, who were they?
They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Okay. Been walking with a bad ache in your right leg for days. Hurts to sit, lie down, hurts to walk. Just managed to compress the joints and 90% of the pain went away. Oof, dude. Enjoy that sweet relief. So who did kill the Merc? Any leads?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Claudia. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
I like that. Been
What?
thinking the same thing myself.
Raid? Guys? Raid! Oh, that's the wrong button. That's the different raid. Hang on. Hype! That's the one I want. Hype! Guys, welcome on in. Harold, dude, how's it going? What were you playing today, dude? What was on the cards? And did you have a good stream? Thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. Welcome on in, guys. I'm Iron Wolf, if none of you have been here before, if there's anyone new. And we're playing Disco Elysium, and it's getting really good. This is an adult stream as well, so just be warned. This is getting into some pretty deep, horrible stuff right now. Northgard with Wrathful Monk with another raid. Dudes, how's it going, guys? Welcome on in. Good to see you all. Monk, Harold, thank you for those raids. Can we get some shout-outs, Freya, for both of these wonderful dudes? For anyone who's not following them yet, you should be following them. They're really fun streamers. They sometimes play games together, sometimes do their own thing, and they're all good games, and they're good people. So go follow them. What are you doing here? Double raid, indeed. Yes. So you guys were probably playing Northgard together, yeah? Nice. Yes, the devoted monks chant love. A plot twist, thank you for that new follow. Welcome to the channel. Much appreciated. There we go. Yeah, go follow these guys if you're not already. They're really good friends of the channel. Always enjoy hanging out in their streams. And I appreciate the raids, guys. Come on in. Alright, so where were we? Just to fill you guys in, we're interrogating these guys about a hanging. They've been sticking to the story that they did it. They killed the guy because he apparently raped somebody, but then when we talked to that somebody, when we finally wrung the information out of them, they were like, no, actually the two of us were a thing. We've picked their story apart, they've collapsed, and now they're giving us some of the truth. Apparently the guy was shot through the window, and she's got her own troubled history with people who were looking for her from her own home. So they did this to protect her, like pretended like they were the ones who strung the guy up to keep her out of it. You know, like get the body out of her apartment. So yeah, it's all very weird. You're an okay person. Nonsense. You are a fantastic person. You're a much better bear. You're a fantastic bear person. And Monk's a grumpy bastard. Guys, come on. Everybody's lovely in their own way. Alright, so, you had any ideas about his past?
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell.
Yeah, but why would they just shoot a guy that they employed in some random bedroom? They'd want to make it look like you guys did it, because that would give them the justification to roll in and just break the strike completely.
Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do if I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
Dude, you've spent the last 2 days in this fucking cafe drinking.
These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still, this guy's not as dumb as he looks.
So whose idea was it to hang him? Us?
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
Yeah, you said girls. So was this the other girl?
That's right. It was
Truck
her
driver?
idea to hang him. I liked it. For political reasons. It sent a good message.
So these guys are involved with a drug trafficker. It's a trucker that brings like ingredients for drugs through this port and takes them somewhere else, and she's involved in the drug trade, and they work with her, and we know that she was potentially at the site of the hanging. So did she take advantage of this and how he might see the political situation and helping out this girl that he's sweet on and all that stuff? Because this was pretty dumb as far as a political play goes. In the middle of a strike, they play out like they killed and hanged one of the security guards. So it's her, the drug trafficker, the missing 8th Hardy.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head.
A little too far there, but you're definitely right.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
It's okay it's okay for there to be a hardy girl Titus, you know. Come on, dude. Or why not just hardy people, you know? Just, yeah. Can you tell me her name or location? You're gonna stonewall me if I ask more about her, aren't you? No, I'm gonna go with it. Tell me who she is.
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klasia you want to talk to.
Kim, we did it.
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
I'm sorry I made you guys fight.
Me too.
Alright, thanks for this, Titus. I'll go talk to her for the last time.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go.
Suddenly, the wind picks up outside. You hear it rattling the large windows in their frames. It carries newspapers, circles the whirling in rags in a warm column.
She, Klasia, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection, but...
Still, after all this headache...
You'd still prefer if we didn't take her away?
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
Alright.
We'll take that into account.
So in other words, keep her off the record, because otherwise... Yeah. And yes, my police officer guy is carrying a boombox on his shoulders, because that's how I roll. It's a reel-to-reel boombox. Oh yeah. Look at that shit. And it plays music. When I unequip it, the music goes away. It's great. I love the detail. It's so good. Alright, Clausier. Time to come clean again.
It's always good to see you.
Yeah, it's playing a radio station right now. It's not actually playing a reel-to-reel, but we used it to play karaoke at the beginning of the stream. It was great. Sang the saddest song.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
So the Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. So you don't look surprised. You were expecting this.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
Hey, Wenlock. I'm reminded of the Bond movie with the lazy Q pun. It's called a Ghetto Blaster. Yes. God, that was one of the Roger Moore ones, wasn't it? Which one was that? Which one was that now? Man. I'm going to have to watch all the James Bonds now just to figure that out. Yeah. Oh, it was that Live and Let Die? It might have been Live and Let Die. Because it was like the American angle, you know. I think it was like their office over there. I don't remember. Gotta get up and move around. All that back in a bit. No problem, Harold. Thank you again for the raid, dude. Oh, was it Living Daylights? Oh, wow. So it wasn't the Roger Moore one, then. That was the Timothy Dalton one. Man, I'm bad at Bond. Shameful.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Then move on to questions.
Yes, it was the first Dalton one. That's right.
Is it? Something is off here. Shush. I can't hear what she's saying.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
So, her kind of telling us part of the truth was her basically saying to them, dudes, just tell them the truth, please. You know, then they were like, here's the tape. You need to listen to this. And then confront her and tell her that obviously, you know, this is her second chance to tell their version of the story. It's like they've both been using as a proxy to back to the other one to be like, dude, just, you know, play along. Do it this way. She wanted them to tell the truth rather than her just telling the truth straight up. Otherwise, they would have been really pissed at her. They're only kind of pissed at her. Okay, cool. I'm satisfied with this.
I am not. There is more here, miss.
You're right. There's more.
More?
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
So what's the RCM's involvement with the moral intern got to do with this?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
So what's going on? What did you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
So what did you do to have the people coming after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol, or even in Oranje.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of...
Pretty sure that's illegal.
I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers. 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lou's doing County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lou Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
So even our old employers are after her?
Lowe's cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Papalolo!
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me.
Fucking Papalolo. So that is a lot of shit you got yourself into.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting, a lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
So what did you do?
One of them killed themselves because of me.
She says it quickly, like she said it 100 times. To herself, to get used to the idea, out of guilt.
That's not easy to deal with.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it?
Well, I mean, I lost my memory, so I don't remember a damn thing. But I think overall, because we obviously went off the rail, I don't either.
There you have it. The way of the warrior.
So what happened to you the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
So what happened?
Okay. He was in a kneeling position.
I don't need to know this bit.
He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open, dumb. I could see. I could.
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead before he fell down on top of me.
What happened next?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
Never found the gunshot wound? No, we didn't.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
Yeah, we died when we looked in the mouth. And I decided not to try again. Although the body is still in the freezer. I can always go and have another look. But yeah. I'm sorry this happened to you.
So am I.
She throws it away and immediately proceeds to light another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
It gets very gross.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
This doesn't fit with the testimony of Titus Hardy. He said she was higher than usual.
Yeah, well, she probably stuffed some shit inside her once that happened and then went to go get help. But we should clear that up.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
You can basically push your finger and wiggle it around to his brain to find the bullet. Ew.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No,
What did you do then?
nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection, as far as you can.
So why didn't you run away from here? Why are you still here now?
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets.
So what happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby, huh?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
Yeah.
The Hardy Boys.
Yep. Alright, cool. So I thought Titus Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Does she also party with Ruby, however?
Is this even relevant? No.
What are you trying to be? Tactful? She wouldn't mind. Go on then.
Alright, what then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, but I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told.
Motive? I mean, maybe. Love triangle is the oldest murder motive in a book. That's true, yeah.
She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
This is concurrent with your doubts at the autopsy about the coloring being.
Yeah, the colouring on the lower limbs looked faint.
About half an hour had passed since the moment of death.
She nods.
Aside from arguments about whether God is vegetarian or not. That's the original motive, yeah.
You were late. The marks would be faint by that time.
Then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do, make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while, that we should lay low or something. So I did.
So where is Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later.
So did you hear the gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
Oh, Zaras!
Lord Zara's gifted a tier 1 sub to Wrathful Monk.
Oh, dude,
This is
thanks for
their
that gift
first
sub.
Sub in the channel.
Nice. That's very generous, dude. Thank you so much for that gift sub. Monk, enjoy that sub wherever you are. And, oh, and Herald too? Damn.
Lord Zara's gifted a tier 1 sub to Herald of Chaos. They have given 2 gift subs in the channel.
Dude, Zaras, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You're pushing the sub goal up as well. Damn. Much appreciated. Thank you for that. Enjoy those gift subs, guys. Enjoy the emotes. I mean, we've got to ask the obvious question. Did you kill him?
What? Why would I put myself through this insanity? Get myself cornered like this?
That's true.
He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
You realize you hadn't gifted anything here? Nobody needs to either, and I appreciate that you did. Thank you.
It could have been a desire murder. Maybe an act of jealousy. He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun. Somewhere, lying around. Close to her hand.
So downstairs people have a crazy idea that you killed him. Well, they don't. It is okay if you did it in self-defense.
I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before. That wasn't what happened.
True, sire. 'Tis true.
Alright, let's not waste time with these then. Okay, let's answer some of the questions.
Like what?
Could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And given the fact that she said she laid there for a moment or two afterwards and she waited for a shot and it didn't happen, why didn't they shoot her?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone.
And yet she's been smoking on this balcony every night. And if they knew they missed the shot, they would have camped out and waited again just in case.
So they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
Something to consider, though.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
And why did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
Idiot? She's nothing of the sort.
So I don't think so. Why did you do it?
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Fucking Kuno.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud, thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
So, when was the window changed?
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have a look at that window. Reconstruct the scene. It's right here. So near.
In her bedroom inside?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
Alright, we're done here.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands. He's thinking, are we done here?
What is this? In God's name, wake up. I don't know what this is leaning at, but I'm going to click it.
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and willow-wisps.
Roll it. It hath been rolled.
She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
Yeah. Kim, why have we not arrested her yet? You know what? I know I got the successful roll, but I don't think I want to go through any of this. Yeah, I feel like it's going to really screw us over if we do. But I mean, there is something shady about her. But, you know, she's told us what the shadiness is, and it kind of tracks. She's hiding because she did industrial espionage, and now she's wanted all over the place. And she's used to that double life thing, so of course she gives off a shady air. She's always had to be that way, you know. That's it, she's a spy. Which is why she's really good at this, like, facade that she puts up. Doesn't mean to say that there's a problem with that. Alright, well I got the roll successful, but I'm not going to go through any of these. I'm worried that it's going to fuck up something.
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath.
I can come back to that as well, so...
of some tiger.
Alright. Have a look.
As you look back, you think, so love did do him in, after all.
I was right.
If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft plate.
And what is the communism in this, though?
You do not know. A wind of needles. Airships flutter in the stratosphere.
How do I know all this, then?
Who knows? It's getting cold out. You should go. What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
No, you're mistaken. I'm a radical.
course, a radical centrist.
How dare you?
In these bright and loud times, where 1,000 frequencies drown one another out, sober thinking is a radical act. It's time to become a citizen of the kingdom of conscience.
We got that item of clothing that gives us this, didn't we? Despicable neutrality, yes. With enemies, you know where you stand, but with these neutrals, who knows? First, where is the kingdom of conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
Okay, how do you bring about the circumstances?
Incrementally. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
What about the things that are wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the kingdom of conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. What rationality?
Yeah. What's it like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The kingdom of conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Do we want to go there? Opt out? I mean, we've got the pants that will give us it for free without needing to internalize the thought, so let's opt in and see what we get.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
Yeah, alright, let's get there eventually.
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
Cool. So that's this. Oh, I get -2 half-life. Well, I don't even have anything in that anyway, so that's good. But yeah, those regular brown, boring, normal pants. So if I put those on... That hasn't given it to us though, has it? I don't know. I don't think there's any reason not to wear them anyway, though, because I'm not sure I want those pants there. Alright. Well, guys, we're a little bit over time, but we're going to leave it there for the day.